Alright, so let's talk about volume of prisms. Okay, so if we're looking at volume of prisms, we're going to do three ways. The generic way to think about volume is to times the surface area multiplied by the height of the actual prism. Okay, and that will give you the volume. That's the general rule. Now let's look at the first one. Given a rectangular prism, this is what can be our base because it looks like a rectangle. I can identify it as. So the area of this is going to be length times the width. So it's going to be 10 times 4 equals 40. Okay, now remember, that's the area, so it's meters squared. Then you're going to multiply by the height. Well, this is the height of your prism. So I'm going to multiply 40 by 12. So 40 times 12 equals 480. So it'll be 480. However, volume is cubed. So it'll be 480 meters cubed. Now let's look at the second one. So the second one is a cylindrical prism. All right, so I want to find the area of my top portion. I know my area for a circle is radius squared times pi. I know that 8, okay, is my radius, so it's going to be 8 squared times pi, which means 8 squared is 64 times pi. Now, some might leave it like this, or you could say pi is approximately 3.14. So then if I do 64 times 3.14, so then 4 times 4 is 16, carry the 1, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 4 times 3 is 12, then 6 times 4, oh, got out a 0, 6 times 4 is 24, put a 4 there, put a 2 there, 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8, 6 times 3 is 18, so then if you add all those up, you should end up getting 6, 9, 10, carry the 1, another 10, carry the other one, 2, and if you go 2 over, because you have 2 decimal places, it is approximately, okay, it's not exact, 200.96, and it's going to be centimeters squared. Again, it's approximate, it is not exact. And then what you're going to do is multiply that 296 by 14. So you're going to say 200.96 times 14. 4 times 6 again is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 9 is 36. Plus 2 is 38. Carry the 3. 4 times 0 is 0, plus 3, 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, then we have a 0, because now we're doing with our tens places. 10 times 1 is 6, 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 0 is 0, and 1 times 2 is 2. And then we add them up, so it becomes 4, that's 14, carry the 1, that is also going to be 13, carry the 1, 1, 8, 2, and I have 2 decimal places. So your volume is roughly about 2,813 and 44 centimeters cubed. Now let's look at the next one, the triangular prism. Okay, so if we're looking at the triangular prism, I first have to find the area of my base, which is this. Okay, if you can identify a very clear shape, that is probably the area you want to find. I can clearly identify the triangle, and I know the area of a triangle is base times height all divided by 2. Okay, so my base is 10 and my height is 10. So it's going to be 10 times 10 divided by 2, which is 100 divided by 2. 100 divided by 2 is 50. All right, so that means my area is going to be 50 millimeters squared. And I just multiply 50 by my height of my prism. So it's going to be 50 times 13. Okay, so 0, 3 times 0, 3 times 5 is 15. 0, 1 times 0, 0, and then 1 times 5 is 5. So it becomes 650 millimeters cubed for my volume.